Hi, hello. Hi, don't know why you're here, but welcome. This is Click for Spoiler. This is something I'm going to use as a catch all kind of show or podcast or whatever I'm going to end up with this being. I'm going to start by doing a behind the scenes look at my first novel called, I forgot the name for a second, Blurred Weaponry, Saints of the Void, Book 1. I'm going to keep doing this with all my novels, and I'm going to review ink shares, previews, and things like that. I'm going to try and improvise as much of this as I can. I'm also going to try and not talk as fast as I just did there. That was looking a little weird in Audacity as I stare at it. All right, let's just randomly go and click into Blurred Weaponry's Prelude and talk about that real quick. I wish I could. Okay, control click. Let's just, thank you. But this little prologue is just a couple sentences with a character that will be revealed not only later on in this book, but I've actually already written a bunch with him in Saints of the Void Book 2, the same kind of fantastical, long past thing that hints at a world that is older than it seems to be. Kind of figured this would be a wiggly, wavy type of thing to start the book with. This is one of the few things that has changed almost not at all in the 5 years since I started writing and rewriting this book. Okay, chapter 1, right below that, because it's only the prologue is only a few paragraphs. Chapter 1 is called Origins and Explosions, and we start with a joke of an origin story. And the reason I wanted it this way was to prove kind of a point that this book is not to be taken seriously, like not at all. This origin story that one of the characters expects to be this amazing adventure, kind of Goonies level bullshit, is not that at all. It's actually kind of boring, and the main character, Dosto, who is telling this story to his friends San and Ness, plays that up and plays it up like he's going to tell this grand thing that's going to keep going, and then all of a sudden it ends, and Ness curses him out for it. All right, that is chapter 1. I'm going to scroll back up and control click to chapter 2. All right, chapter 2 is called Pushback. Chapter 1 ends with an attack against the place where the main characters are right now, and chapter 2 is called Pushback because the characters push back. I wanted a very fast first chapter and prologue. Those are only a few pages long because someone in one of the few good pieces of advice that I got told me or advised me to turn this into an almost movie-like thing to grab their attention immediately. I don't have enough books out there to be able to, let's say, kind of go off the rails and talk. I have to put in action. I have to prove my point very quickly. And that's where chapter 1 and 2 come into play, where chapter 1 ends with an explosion and injury, and chapter 2 goes into an action scene that is very, very indicative of the rest of the action for the rest of the book. It's very fast. I'm inspired a lot by anime and by improvisational Dungeons and Dragons type of battles, and this fits that to a T, I think. All right, let's go to chapter 3 real quick and then end this episode. This should be after the action scene. Yeah, it's called New Demands. So with this, I introduce some characters, villains, semi-villains, whatever you want to call them, and the characters are doing their best to take care of the aftermath of the explosion, the bombing that in chapter 1 hurt a lot of people. A lot of people are actually dead. There's 20 people, I think, on the count that I put in the book dead. A lot of injuries. And the people that attacked this place were going after Dosto, who is thought of as a god, but people really don't like that. So he's attacked, he fights back, he takes care of business, essentially. But in chapter 3, we see a couple characters coming in that really don't want him in their city. And I understand that completely. It's supposed to be a sympathetic thing where you see yo, this character came into our city and a lot of stuff got real screwed up and a lot of people are dead, and it's because he's here. So why would we want him here ever, ever, ever? And chapter 3 is called New Demands because all of a sudden there are a new set of demands on the table put to Saint Dosto about, hey, look, you and your organization that you are training to be to have the same powers as you, the same powers as this false god, basically. You have to go. You can't be here anymore. We don't want you here. We never wanted you here to begin with. We were trying to be nice, but people are dead. You cannot be here anymore. We introduced the characters of Jandal Trist. And Jandal Trist is a political leader in the city-state of Blackbrick, where this is all taking place. He plays a big role in what is going to happen in Book 2, how things are going to change, in addition to how regular, normal people just trying to live their lives under an oppressive system, how they react. Constable Ranker, who is a big factor in Book 2 that I'm in the middle of working on now. I love her character. I love her purpose. I think she may also have a point of view chapter in Book 2, depending on how I want to go with that story. There's a couple things I can change here and there. That's pointless. No one's going to care about that, especially if they haven't read this book. Yeah, thank you for listening. This has been episode 1 of Click for Spoiler. I look forward to doing these, maybe talking a lot less about certain things, but I want to do 1, 2, 3 chapters of certain parts of Blurred Weaponry until it's done, then do Northwater, then do Orphans, which is going to be Book 2. I think it's going to be Book 2. It might have a slightly different title. But, yo, thanks for listening. Peace out.